player. They can do it all.
And so can you, Coach. Filling up those 45 seconds like it was nothing. Next up, Wake Forest, Virginia Tech. Let's get to Sam Ravitch and Stephanie White on the call. Coach has got you at half with Drew Carter. I'm out.
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, where we kick off the year 2022 with some ACC women's basketball. It's going to be Wake Forest playing host to the Virginia Tech Hokies this afternoon. And with that, we welcome you to our respective homes. Alongside the great Stephanie White, I am Sam Ravitch. It is a pleasure to have you with us this afternoon. All right, Stephanie, so Virginia Tech coming off their most impressive.
Welcome back to Dallas. SMU has really taken over in this second half.
And the key has been Marcus Weathers with the ball screens and his ability to make the next play. And then Mr. Davis just staying with it, sticking the dagger.
Here's what we're featuring from the American Athletic Conference on ESPN+. Get more than 120 men's and women's basketball games this season. Plus, the Women's Basketball Championship starts March the 7th, and the early round games will be available there as well. If you're an American Athletic Conference fan, you got to have it. Sign up today, ESPNplus.com/AAC.
What a league this is going to be. We got to give a shout out to Tulane, who's right now leading the league. What a great job they're doing. But this is a huge victory right here for SMU.
So Mahan will give up the foul against Michael Weathers. But this UCF team, they're a really quality team as well. They got off to a hot start. They were up 9-0. They led by as many as 11 in that first half, and then they kind of got away from what the success was happening in that first half.
Without question. That's why I said right before the half, Coach Dawkins was giving a teaching lesson for his team, and he will use this to get them back on track. They just come off a great emotional win on national television, and so they were a little bit out of focus, and they didn't play with this. They didn't shoot the ball as well. They didn't have as much patience, and now he'll get them back and get some practice up under them, and they'll get back to playing the way that they were playing before.
Michael Weathers off the bench, 19 points. Michael and Marcus Weathers really the spark plug that got the comeback going for SMU. And Perry going to the lane will pick up a foul against Marcus Weathers, called for the block.
But again, the Weathers play to they're so tough physically. Talk to other coaches, they've all said they're the really important part to this SMU team because they do a lot of the tough stuff.
Kendrick Davis in that first half was 0 of 6 from the floor, just 3 points. In the second half, the switch came on.
Well, you know, sometimes, like I tell you, has been a coach for a long time, it doesn't take long to spark that fire. And a couple of things went well for him. I thought Coach Jankovic sitting him down, talking to him, letting him see the game from the bench. The bench has a voice all of its own, and sometimes that gets the player's attention.
Talk about bench points, too, for SMU. 35 points off the bench for the Mustangs.
Well, again, the Weathers came in, and we talked to them about them as a team because they play so well together, but they were real critical in the game today.
Lead is at 12, and UCF is not going to foul. They're going to play this one out. What a comeback effort for the Mustangs.
This will go a long way. You know, the coach had talked to us about finding the chemistry on his team. This win tonight, how they got it, will go a long way to defining the chemistry for this SMU team.
Kendrick Davis with 2 on the shot clock. Will take the shot clock violation. And everybody on the Mustangs bench on their feet applauding this effort. Because it looked like UCF was going to run away early with this thing.
They were playing at the tempo that they wanted. They were playing at the flow that they wanted. And it just seemed to get away from them. And now a little bit of talking, and we don't need that. You don't need that. You know, that's just frustration. UCF knows that they're better than what they really played today, and SMU is making a statement to let them know that they can play with anybody in the league, and it's just,
I like this UCF team. I think they've got a lot of great pieces. Jong, unfortunately, had foul trouble. That really slowed things down for the Knights. Darius Johnson as the point guard. He's like a bowling ball when he goes to the rim.
Let me tell you,
the Knights, they're going to be good this year.
They're not going anywhere. Coach Dawkins is going to use this as a teaching moment. They will learn from this, and they will get better.
So Johnson will dribble things out, and that'll do it. SMU trailed by 11 in the first half. They come back to win by 12. For my partner, Perry Clark, I'm John Triffin. It was fun here in Dallas. SMU 72-60 over UCF. The Mustangs have now won 8 in a row. Next, let's go to women's hoops. West Virginia takes on Iowa State in Ames. Let's go there right now.
And welcome into ESPNU. We are in Hilton Coliseum for the Big 12 opener between West Virginia and Iowa State. And West Virginia gets its first basket of the game by Yamaya Morris. She's getting her first start of the year. Ari Gray got her first start of the year because of injury and illness, but Gray already out with an injury, and Quinterly in for her. Iowa State with a 5-2 lead early. Jordow, who's getting her first start, misses on the putback.
Well, that's what West Virginia has to do. They're going to have to get second chance points. Iowa State's going to force them to make shots from the outside, and so the penetration is going to be limited.
And the block by Ashley Jones, and off Jayla Hemingway will give it to the Cyclones.
Well, great defense by, we talk a lot about Ashley Jones being a scorer. She's a great defender as well. As you can see, she blocks the shot and goes off the West Virginia player.
Yeah, the senior has improved her defense throughout her career. Last year, she was 5th in the country with 24 points a game. This year, 19 points a game for the Cheryl Miller Award winner. Emily Ryan dumps off inside to Morgan Kane, who's into the game, but good defense that time for West Virginia.
Great look, great bounce pass. Didn't take Morgan Kane long to get in the basketball game.
Looking is KK Deans. No. Donarski pushing ahead. Gianna Cunningham, number 33, is in for West Virginia. She's only played in 2 games all year. Three-pointer good. This time it's Aubrey Jones with the score.
And that's what Iowa State does. They take the ball inside, that time on a dribble, kicked it back out for an open three-pointer.
And Bill Finley talking to us as a travel called on West Virginia. Aubrey Jones is number 2 in the nation right now in three-pointers made. She's not just Ashley Jones' little sister anymore.
Yeah, he talked a lot about he's got the Jones DNA. It says they know how to score, and so big sister is an example, and the little sister's following.
Bill Finley, the dean of Big 12 coaches in his 27th year. Jordow with a nice little stab hook in the lane.
Well, when you get the ball inside against West Virginia, you make that basket, it's going to open up so much more for the three-point shooting for Iowa State.
Holly, how does West Virginia even get into a rhythm here? They get a shot from Madison Smith. It's just such a brand new lineup for them here to open up Big 12 play.
Well, they've just got to rely, Brenda, on West Virginia played a lot of people early in their conference. They played a great non-conference schedule, so a lot of people got some really quality playing time. So they just got to settle in, use the clock, try to get not a good shot, a great shot for them.
Donarski hits the 3 on the other end, so 3 different Cyclones have already hit a three-pointer. The kick out, another missed 3 for West Virginia. And a foul going to be called on Savannah Samuel, the 6'1" sophomore. She's one of those players that got 12 minutes per game of playing time with that deep bench that West Virginia had, so she's going to have her minutes up today.
Well, she is. She's a really long, lanky athlete. She can pull up and she can drive, and what West Virginia really does goes hard to the boards, and you see just went over her back there.
8-2 run for Iowa State. Ashley Jones Steps back, short on that one, and right into the hands of Mike Carey. So Iowa State with 3 different Cyclones making a three-pointer here in the early going. They're up 13-4.
Phillips 66 presents Kanisha and Courtney. Their sport? It's what they'd call a 15-second extreme version of a waltz. They have the trophies, the championships. But for this mother-daughter duo, it's not about the hardware. It's about continuing the family's cowgirl legacy, just like Grandma. Live to the full with Phillips 66.
Got our favorites. Chicken McNuggets.
Let me guess, a Big Mac?
What's that?
Where's my McNugget, Dad?
What McNugget?
I can literally see it.
Enjoy any 2 classics for $6, like a Big Mac or 10-piece Chicken McNuggets for a limited time at McDonald's.
Dion, hand it over. Now, how does that make you feel?
Like a part of me is missing.
Gabrielle?
This Old Spice Fiji hand and body lotion has me smoother than ever.
That's what it does.
All right, here we go. Miller in motion. Wait, is that a baby on the field?
It looks like it, Craig.
And the defensive linemen are playing peekaboo. I've never seen anything like that before.
Harris now appears to be burping the baby.
That's a great moment right there.
Ref going to the rule book here.
Well, wait a minute. Harris is off to the races.
We don't need any more trick plays.
Touchdown!
But we could all use more ways to save.
Are you kidding me?
It's going to be a long bus ride home for the defense.
Switch to Geico for more ways to save.
This is Sandra. She gets her financial advice from her mother. This is Tony, who gets his financial advice from his old college roommate. And this is where Frank used to sit. He got smart about retirement at smartasset.com. They matched him with vetted fiduciary financial advisors to help turn his retirement priorities into a retirement reality. Everybody sure misses Frank.
Can someone get that?
Smartasset.com. Take our free quiz and be matched with up to 3 vetted financial advisors. Get smart about retirement.
This place is going to be rocking. I just came back for the win. We're faster. We're stronger. Success is the best revenge. Better than ever before. Don't get it mistaken. I'm ready for war. I see the house and I'm up in the score. I just came back for the win. They say success is the best revenge.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Well, it's 13-4 here in the first quarter at Hilton Coliseum, and as you would expect, Iowa State #1 in the country in three-pointers made. They've already gotten 3 three-pointers from 3 different players.
Well, you know Iowa State's going to shoot the 3, and how do they do it? They throw inside, the ball goes inside, they kick it out to Ashley Jones. Then they kick it out to Aubrey Jones for an easy 3 for her. And then Emily Ryan gets into the fun. She has a step-back 3 off a screen. So they're going to get their shots on a lot of different ways, but the same result is they're knocking down 3s.
Yeah, #1 in the nation in three-pointers made total and per game. #2 in three-point attempts. And you're right, that was Emily Ryan on that last three-pointer. I had said Lexi Donarski. There's Donarski out top, probing the defense, going against KK Deans, and it's blocked, and it will be West Virginia ball. So a good West Virginia defense out of the timeout. The officials are going to get together to see who that's off.
Well, Lexi Donarski really attacks the paint, and it was a great block by KK Deans. And officials just had a misdirection of calls. Sometimes they do that, Brenda. Sometimes.
Sometimes the officials have to get together and talk about it a little bit,
That's right. And that's why there's replay as well.
And that's why there's 3 of them out there.
That's right.
So 4 seconds on the shot clock. It didn't hit the rim. Emily Ryan well defended. Now there's a shot clock violation. So again, we talked about the contrast in styles. West Virginia's defense is what they hang their hat on, and they're going to really have to lean on it today.
Well, to counter the three-point shot, you've got to get up into that player. and right then the defense got up into their space, and the shot was short. And that's what they've got to do. They've got to know where their shooters are and make sure they get in their space.
Three-pointer off the mark, and West Virginia, not known for their three-point shooting, they're only making 4.4 three-pointers a game, and they have already attempted 5. They're 0 for 5 early, and sometimes that happens against Iowa State. You kind of get into that I want to shoot three-pointers to try to stick with you sort of mode.
Well, it does, Brenda, and they're going to, part of Bill Finley's game plan is to let them shoot threes. You're not going to, we're going to give up some threes on the outside. We're going to give you that open look, but you're going to have to hit those if you're going to beat us.
Well, that was a nice dump down to Morgan Kane for the score. Cyclones with the steal.
It's a mismatch inside.
And a travel on Morgan Kane.
And right away, you see West Virginia they just swarm the ball. Yeah. Just drawing a lot of attention to the ball, and what happens is Kane sneaks in on the backside, and they just have a little dump pass inside. That's when you have so many players that can shoot the three and can drive, you've got to play great one-on-one basketball. If you don't, you're going to end up double teaming, and someone's going to be wide open.
Ari Gray back onto the court, so that's good news. That's 21 for West Virginia. She sets the screen there for the shot, and West Virginia now with 6.
Yeah, that was a nice look. Using screens, you're going to see West Virginia set a lot of screens to try to free their shooters open.
Backdoor to Donarski. Emily Ryan. And a foul. That's going to be called on Jayla Hemingway. Jayla Hemingway has the unenviable task of trying to defend Ashley Jones right now, and she got called for the foul on the blockout.
Well, Hemingway's one of West Virginia's best defenders, and she's going to draw that assignment. And again, it's physical game, and Hemingway's physical. So she's going to see if Ashley Jones can take it.
Smith out. Crowd wanting a travel called. Triple team.
There's
and
that
Gray
rebound.
not able to convert.
Yeah, they need that rebound. You got to make that point blank underneath the basket. That's the shots that West Virginia has to have.
Well, Tuesday on ESPN at 7 Eastern, it's SEC men's basketball, number 18 Kentucky against number 16 LSU on ESPN and the app. One app, one tap. Tap here, the foul committed to send Ashley Jones to the free throw line. The foul was on Hemingway, so that's her second foul. That's going to put Jayla Hemingway on the bench. And you can imagine Mike Carey with the depleted numbers that he brings to Ames today, not happy about that. 2 starters, Martinez and Nyblack out and not available, and Carson and Ejiofor off the bench, not available for West Virginia.
Well, West Virginia's got to be a lot more disciplined on defense. So Ashley Jones is really good at drawing fouls. So you've got to go straight up, and if she comes into your body, that's not a foul. But when you jump and put your hands down, that is going to be called a foul.
There's Ari Gray up with the offensive board and put back. She looks like she's limping a little bit.
And she wants to play.
Top of the key, no.
This is the pace West Virginia wants. They want it quick. They want to go inside, move. They want to get a great shot, high percentage shot.
And unfortunately for West Virginia, Madison Smith steps on the sideline out of bounds line.
There you see, just muscling. We talked about them being physical. That's just a physical play on your box out, and pushed her out, got the easy 2.
So Smith would have hit West Virginia's first 3-point attempt of the game. Instead, the answer back by Donarski.
Well, I will tell you this, Brenda, Donarski is a hard defend because she shoots the 3, and she is outstanding at driving to the basket and finishing and making layups. So as a defender, you've got to guard both.
Alexi Donarski picks up the foul. That's her second foul, so she's going to have to take a seat. Look at her numbers on the season, 17 points. She's shooting 43% from the field, but like you said, such an inside and outside threat, but now that threat's going to the bench, picking up the foul there.
Yeah, she's got to be, again, just fouls that are just undisciplined fouls, and when you do that, you're going to sit on the bench, because there's one thing if you get the effort, but just reaching in, that's just an unnecessary foul.
And it sends KK Deans to the line. She's the leading scorer on the year for West Virginia, about 15 points a game. Makes both free throws to draw West Virginia within 10. Ashley Jones kicks it out. And everybody in Hilton Coliseum expects every three-pointer to go in.
Every time.
Smith can't connect on that one.
And Iowa wants to play at this pace too. They don't want to have to get in a half-court set because of West Virginia's defense.
Yeah, Iowa State led by Emily Ryan there at the point guard. Jones picks up her dribble. Hand off to Ashley Jones, gets up and under. Yamaya Morris, the 6'6" transfer from Mississippi State, and draws the foul.
Well, you see, what does she actually do? Attacks the basket, and you just can't, you just body, she gets her body into it. She's great. Jones is great at just drawing contact and drawing the foul, and she's excellent at the free throw line.
It's the first NBA Wednesday of 2022 this Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific time. Warriors and Mavericks, then Jazz and Nuggets. As Ashley Jones, as you mentioned, one of the best free throw shooters in the nation, 86% connects on both. As time winds down here in the first quarter, Dean's blocked by Emily Ryan. Out in front, and it's blocked. Good hustle play by J.J. Quinterly, the freshman from Norfolk, Virginia.
It's a block fest here. One block on the other end, one block on this end. Both teams playing solid defense right now.
6.1 seconds remaining in the quarter. Jones surrounded by three.
That's how you
KK Deans with a chance. And no. So Iowa State with the big lead here in the first quarter, connecting on 4 3-pointers. The last one by Alexi Donarski.
With Downy Infusions, let the scent set the mood. Feel the difference with Downy.
Assuming all NBA players want rings.
Why do we have coasters if nobody gonna use them?
It's like assuming State Farm doesn't have great rates. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Juliana, Big Mac, no pickles, extra special sauce. And Jimena, quarter pounder with cheese, extra pickles, no onions.
Thanks, Dad.
You got it.
Enjoy any two classics for $6, like a Big Mac or quarter pounder with cheese for a limited time at McDonald's.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive, because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
Rated T for teen.
The dungeons in Raid Shadow Legends are magnificent or challenging or magnificently challenging. You storm into the spider's den with your entourage of heroes who are all, by the way, very snazzily dressed. And then you see her, the Spider Queen. Immediately arrows are flying and swords are swooping and magic is magicking. And then the beast succumbs, leaving you with its sweet loot.
Download Raid Shadow Legends. Play for free.
There's no...
Got crypto brain? You could satisfy it by getting crypto the same way everyone else does. Or with a tax advantage at Alto Crypto IRA. With as little as $10, you can now put retirement dollars in crypto. Over 100 coins through Coinbase Exchange, including Bitcoin, all with the full tax advantages of an IRA. Everyone's got their eye on crypto. Get yours with the Alto Advantage. Sign up free at altoira.com/crypto.
Giant wooden block towers that raise the bar on game night. Golf simulators that make tee time anytime. Turntables that turn good times into great times. Portable projectors that transform your space. Get-togethers just got a whole lot more interesting. Home Tech Adventure. Scan the QR code to see the curated collection of unique items for yourself.
We're about to start the second quarter. Iowa State up 22-10. Ashley Jones, a unanimous all Big 12 first-team selection each of the last 2 years, and she's getting them started off right in Big 12 play.
Well, she can be one of the best Cyclones, Brenda, because she shoots the three, she shoots jumpers, and she's a strong rebounder and a great defender. She has it all.
And the entire team playing great defense in that first half, holding West Virginia scoreless from beyond the arc into just 24%. You mentioned at the break, Iowa State probably doesn't get enough credit for its defense.
Well, they don't, and they're giving West Virginia wide open. West Virginia needs to get off the arc, get off the three-point line, get inside touches, penetration, slow down. You see, Iowa State speeding West Virginia up. We thought it was going to be the other way around, and Iowa State is making them play fast.
Deans commits the travel there now. 5 turnovers for West Virginia. Iowa State sharing the ball so well. All 7 of their made baskets until that one had been assisted. That was all by herself, Emily Ryan.
That's right. Didn't have to throw to anybody. I can do it. I can bring it up. I can penetrate, and I can score.
Gray puts it on the floor, gets past Jones. Rebound by Morris.
That's the style. That's what West Virginia needs to do. Keep attacking the basket, getting extra shots on the rebound, getting extra looks.
Morris fouled and scores. 6'6". Yamaya Morris, the 5th-year player who just transferred from Mississippi State last year, getting her first start today.
Just power. We talked about physical play. She's used to it. She just shoots through the contact, and that's what you do. That's how you get an and one. You got to shoot through the contact.
The foul on Nyamir Dew. Keep in mind that 2 of the rebounders and interior players for West Virginia are not available. Esmeri Martinez out, the leading scorer for West Virginia with an illness. Kari Nyblack out with an injury. So Morris stepping up there and completing the three-point play. Nice little up and under move, but the block by Morris.
Boy, Morris really smart, really disciplined, stayed back. They're not going to guard anybody, the 5 player that comes outside, so.
But they're going to call an offensive foul on Morris this time as she was trying to post up, got a little too physical.
You could see just up. Great block. I don't know how that wouldn't have fouled, but then you see her just with her hands. If she keeps her hands out, Brenda, that's not a foul. But when you extend your elbows, they're going to call that a foul every time.
There, Jordow not going to be defended from up high. She misses back iron. There's Morris inside, keeping the ball up, and gets it to roll.
That's what they need to do. It's hard. You're 6'6". Nobody can guard you, big girl. Get on that block and go to work.
Jordow against Morris, steps back, gets it that time.
Well, what you can do on one end, you can do on the other.
West Virginia still hasn't made a three-pointer, 0 for 8 now.
I just don't think that Coach Carey, that's his game plan right there to just go shoot threes. Get the ball, what you've done the last 2 times. You've gotten the ball inside and scored.
Morris played good defense on that play. Here she is on the offensive end.
Just a little step back, makes it look easy, keeps the ball high. 6'6", nobody's going to block it when you keep the ball high.
You know, we had a chance to talk to Mike Carey at their shoot-around and just 2 days ago, and he didn't know what this was going to look like. They had to practice 3 hours because he knew they were going to have a lot of substitutions with the players that were out. Morris is fouled by Jordow on the block out, so Iowa State having a tough time right now with Yamaya Morris inside.
Well, it's hard as a coach. Who do you put in? What combinations? Who's used to playing with him? So it's really difficult to find that sneak.
Wait a minute, are they saying? Yeah, I thought the foul was called on trying to block her out, but instead it was called on Morris. So that's 3 fouls now on Morris. So that's a huge turn of events for West Virginia. Wow. Step back by Ryan. Samuel has it stolen away. Emily Ryan rattles it in. Excuse me, Denarski rattles it in. Iowa State on fire. Mike Carey none too happy with the officials.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, just $12.99. Only from Pizza Hut. No one outbeats the Hut.
It's amazing. He's talking about motorcycle insurance, and people love it. And of course, they love the savings they're going to get with Geico, but it goes beyond that.
You deserve to save.
Heard that before.
You deserve to save.
I know.
I need you to hear me. You deserve to save.
I deserve to save.
I mean, he has a way of making you feel seen.
Bundle car and motorcycle insurance and save at geico.com.
Introducing the all-new Gillette Labs with exfoliating bar. It combines shaving and gentle exfoliation into one efficient stroke for a shave as quick and easy as washing your face.
When you spend all year serving others, when you lead by example, you don't just land on the nice list, you get rewarded by becoming the top brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate all the good you've done this year with the lineup of Ram trucks built to serve.
Shop and buy online with Ram eShop, where right now, get 0% financing for 72 months, plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
With Early Paycheck, you can get your direct deposit up to 2 days earlier. That's another reason banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than this.
Well, honey, which one are you going to open up first?
Yep, even easier than that. Plus, with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
My 2 favorites.
Looks like you already chose your favorite.
Nice. 2 favorites.
I'm gonna take this now.
Enjoy any 2 classics for $6, like the Quarter Pounder with cheese and 10-piece McNuggets for a limited time at McDonald's.
And it's NBA on ESPN time. I'm ready. Let go. Mind make them block where the leg go. Hey, then it's case closed. You looking at the grave with the say so.
Friday on ESPN.
Iowa State up by 14 with 6:43 to go in the second quarter, and there's Yamaya Morris, the 6'6", fifth-year player who really was unstoppable. And then under the basket, she gets called for the foul here. That's her 3rd foul.
Yeah, Brenda, I just don't. They're both locking. They both hooked each other, and I just think that's a no call. This game is so physical, and I just didn't see it.
Yeah, and there, look at Morris, 7 points. She was 3 for 3. And you got 2 transfers there, 2 experienced post players, and Jordow is the transfer from South Florida, getting back healthy, and she's going against Morris, and they both are locked arms. That's a tough call right now for West Virginia.
Tough call. Just West Virginia has to get the ball inside, whether it's penetrating or passing into the post.
Ari Gray misses that one. She's the leading scorer off the bench on the year for West Virginia, but she got the start today. She gets the steal there. Gray out in front, scores. Remember, she was injured on the first play of the game, so it's good to see her back in the game.
West Virginia basketball right there, getting the steal, getting an easy bucket. It's one thing. Iowa State's really done a good job of taking care of the basketball so far.
Every time Ashley Jones gets it, she's double teamed. Jordow gets the pass from Jones.
Yeah, she knows where her exit pass is. She got doubled, and the defense has got to drop down and get in front of that pass.
And a foul called on the interior. Gianna Cunningham, the 6'4" sophomore, running over the Cyclone defender inside. Well, let's go back to the Iowa State end of the court.
There you go, draws two. What does she do? Keeps moving, keeps pivoting. You got to get in front of that. Smith's got to get in front of that pass. That's an easy pass.
And Ashley Jones, so unselfish. She's such an amazing scorer, but she sees double and triple teams all the time, and with a terrific pass there. Morgan Kane muscling up inside, scores it.
That's a tough matchup. You're right, muscling. She's taking a lesson from Morris. She was getting muscled, so Kane turned around and is going to muscle somebody else. West Virginia's got to get some movement right there. Nice.
Savannah Samuel all the way to the rim for West Virginia. One of those players getting extra playing time today. And that's a good sign for Iowa State fans. Maggie Espen-Miller McGraw, number 13, back in the game. She's only played 3 games this year with the injury, but she had that one blocked. Let's go back.
It's just muscle. Gray just got muscled. It just puts her. Kane just put her body into her and muscled her.
Oh, the Cyclone fans not happy about that. Samuel tying up Ashley Jones for the jump ball, but it will stay on this end of the court.
Just got her hand on it. Yeah, wow. Just a little bit of extra push. Just an extra little push.
There's Espen-Miller McGraw all the way to the rim.
Nice.
Nice change of direction. Good defense by Dew inside, and here comes Iowa State.
Iowa State's going to attack, and they kick it out. They want to shoot a 3. They're going to kick it over and shoot a 3. Wants to.
Kane goes up and over Gray inside.
Well, when Kane can do that, the outside is just going to totally open up for the 3-point shots.
KK Deans, that's what she does so well, that mid-range jumper.
That's what she's got to do, attacking the basket. I keep saying, get it high percentage shot, get shots in the lane, West Virginia.
Kane takes her time off the screen and scores, and Mike Carey gonna call a timeout. Morgan Kane fired up. She's been fighting an illness this last week, but cleared to play on Friday, and she is the beneficiary of some good shots or good passes inside.
Here she goes, driving to the basket. Her first 2 points in a while. Attacking the basket, the ball movement, and then there's Kane. Kane has been a monster inside, putting up, just bullying, just muscling the ball. And they're going to her. You know why, Brenda? There she is producing.
And she's made 3 of the last 4 baskets for Iowa State. Well, Tuesday on ESPN at 7 Eastern, it's SEC men's basketball, number 18 Kentucky versus number 16 LSU on ESPN and the app. So the biggest lead of the game for Iowa State on a 13-4 run. Again, if you're just joining us, West Virginia without two starters, Esmeri Martinez and Nyblack, both all Big 12 selections, and without a couple of key subs. But they get a jumper there to draw within 16.
That's a tough shot by Smith. That was contested. It was a hard shot, but it went down for him.
Jones in traffic scores. She beat the double team that time.
Just does everything. She draws doubles and splits them and makes an easy bucket.
11 points now for last year's Cheryl Miller Award winner.
Look how West Virginia is spraying the floor, trying to get that lane to be open so they can go to work.
So Ashley Jones picks up her first foul. That will send Ari Gray to the free throw line. So on the year, Ari Gray is the leading scorer for West Virginia off the bench. She averages just over 6 points per game and about 15 minutes a game. And I think it's fair to say she's probably going to play more than 15 minutes today.
Yeah, I like her game. She's primarily a paint player, but she's a rebounder. And rebounding is just effort. And I think she goes hard to the basket on both ends of the floor, and she tries to rebound, and that's her game, getting in the ball inside and rebounding for the putback.
Foul away from the ball going to be called on KK Deans as she was holding Ashley Jones, not allowing her to cut.
That's
not
the
first foul on KK Deans.
You can't hold.
That's what you got to try, though, when you're trying to defend Ashley Jones, right? Just trying to keep the ball out of her hands.
She just constantly moves.
Dew kicks it out to Emily Ryan. Ashley Jones going to work on Deans. And that time just drags her pivot foot. And she's so good at that move, typically, Holly, that little up and under. It gets called for the foul that time.
Well,
or excuse me, the travel.
She just got a little bump and got her off balance, but she does do that move. She does the up and under and just drug her foot a little bit.
Blocked by Dew. Jones off the mark, and they're going to call the foul on Gray, pushing Nyamir Dew on the rebound.
West Virginia, 21, Ari Gray, her first 15 foul.
That's the rebounding I was talking about, but Gray got just a little bit too aggressive, and Dew came around with the ball.
So Dew, the transfer from Butler, she was out 6 games with an injury. She returned in their last game against Prairie View A&M. And she provides a little more size inside for Iowa State.
Yeah,
she gets that free throw to go.
We talked to Coach Finley, and he said the biggest thing holding her, she lacks strength right now, and that's just from missing games and building her stamina, and she'll get in the weight room and get stronger. But this has got good minutes today for her.
KK Deans 8 points now for the Mountaineers. They've got a lot of points to make up for with the players that are missing. They're missing 26 points and 20 rebounds, West Virginia. Dew with a nifty move all the way to the basket.
Great attack to the basket, both teams.
And a foul on Iowa State as West Virginia trying to get the tempo up a little bit.
And Brenda, both teams want an up tempo. Iowa does not want it. They want to attack. They're attacking the basket, and then you see your Deans. That's what she's got to do. And then what happens on the other end? Dew attacks with a nice drive to the basket. And this is an up-tempo game. Both teams want to play fast. They don't want to play in a half-court game because of each other's defense.
Savannah Samuel, 1 for 2 at the free throw line. Iowa State undefeated at home this year in Hilton Coliseum. Their only loss at LSU. Another travel called on Ashley Jones.
That's just great help. You see the weak side coming over and helping, and it caused Ashley Jones to walk. If you're going to play a pressure man-to-man, you got to have great help because you're going to get beat.
And another missed three-pointer for West Virginia. 0 for 9 now from three-point range.
And here you'll see she beats her defender here, right here, goes back door, and there's the help right there causing the travel.
Under a minute to go here in the first half, and a reach-in foul on Quinterly. That's her first foul, but Iowa State in the bonus, and this is not a team that you want to send to the free throw line. Iowa State third in the country in free throw percentage. As a team, they're shooting 81%. That's why Emily Ryan is on the free throw line all by herself. Iowa State not even putting any rebounders there.
They're so confident, they don't even put any rebounders here. Brenda, if I'm on the line, they got the whole team, the bench, they're all on the free throw line, so.
Emily Ryan now with 7 points for the Cyclones. They're led by Ashley Jones with 11 here in the first half. KK Deans has 8 points to lead the way for the Mountaineers. They go inside to Gray. Gray stops. No. Jones with a big rebound.
God, great defense. There was 3 people. Once the ball went up, there were 3 people surrounding the ball there for Iowa State. Great defense.
And Ashley Jones, not only is she a great scorer, she averages almost 10 rebounds per game, too. About a 2-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Jones defended by Deans. Boy, bumped along the way, and another foul going to be called on West Virginia, this time on KK Deans trying to defend Jones. It's her second foul. I mean, it's so hard to defend Ashley Jones on the move.
Well, Brenda, you said she's a three-point shooter, so you get up in her. Now she goes by you. She's really crafty at going through the lane. She spins through the lane. She sees help. She's a great passer. She's a great finisher at the basket.
20-point lead for Iowa State, their biggest of the half. And maybe a little spark for West Virginia going into the locker room. The offensive rebound and putback, but Holly, Ashley Jones leading the way with 13 for the Cyclones.
Well, Iowa State's doing everything right. They're hitting threes. They're playing great defense. They're rebounding and they're running. And they keep this up. They're just a solid basketball team that's right now doing everything right.
Quinterly with the last basket for West Virginia. Iowa State 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. They've got an 18-point lead at halftime in Hilton Coliseum.
Texas toast.
Texas toast.
Texas toast.
Texas toast.
Texas toast.
Texan toast.
Texas toast.
Texas toast.
Sonic patty melt.
Texas toast.
Texas toast.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
Got our favorites. Chicken McNuggets.
Let me guess, a Big Mac?
What's that?
Where's my McNugget, Dad?
What McNugget?
I can literally see it.
Enjoy any 2 classics for $6, like a Big Mac or 10-piece Chicken McNuggets for a limited time at McDonald's.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
Have you ever met Miss Lindy? She's a gal with the bright red hair. Now she stands high from all the rest. You know her anywhere. Where she's mine,
So I had to quit college to help my mom, but I never wanted to quit my dream of a career in IT.
There are 200,000 unfilled IT support roles in America. On Coursera, you can earn Google's IT Support Professional Certificate designed to prepare you for an IT support career in about 5 months for $39 a month. No degree or experience needed.
My job now is amazing. I can spend more time with my family.
Find courses, certificates, and degrees on Coursera. Join for free at Coursera.org. Coursera. Learn without limits.
This place is going to be rocking. I just came back for the win. We're faster. We're stronger. Success is the best revenge. Better than ever before. Don't get it mistaken. I'm ready for war. I see the house and I'm up in the score. I just came back for the win. They say success is the best revenge.
Here we go. All the best in sports. He's gone. Yeah, you've got it.
He scored! Time to celebrate.
All your favorite teams? Just find your squads and we'll do the recording for you, so you never have to sweat.
Oh, this is going to be a big night.
All the biggest games, we found them for you. Just tune to channel 205.
What a catch!
Can't stay home? Take your games with you. And the most live sports in 4K HDR, including the most NBA games in 4K.
Unbelievable!
DirecTV, we do sports.
What's my safe flight story? My car is more than 4 wheels. It's my after-work decompression zone. So when my windshield broke, I searched for someone who really knew my car. I found the experts at Safelite Auto Glass. With their exclusive technology, they fixed my windshield, then recalibrated the camera attached to my glass, so my safety systems still work. Who knew that was a thing? Safelite has service I can trust.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
Welcome back. In March of 1980, Duke hired a young, relatively unknown head coach named Mike Krzyzewski. 41 years later, it seems impossible to think anybody could describe Coach K that way, considering now he goes from young and anonymous to being known by simply one letter. As he embarks on his final season, he sits down with one of his first great players, Jay Billis.
First of all, it's K-R-Z-Y-Z-E-W-S-K-I. And if you think that's bad, it was a lot worse before I changed it.
Well, I know you like to look forward, no rearview mirror, but I want to just take you back for a second to March 18th, 1980. Do you remember what you made your first year?
Well, they offered me the job, and I accepted. And what was her first, question was, how much are we going to make? And I said, I don't know. I made $40,000. I make a lot of money now. We didn't get in this for that. And we've done what we've loved for a lifetime.
Does it feel any different to you knowing that it's your last year coaching at Duke?
I don't think of it that way. I will say this, that when we had our exhibition game, and this is the first time we lined up for the national anthem, I got a little emotional. That's not where my head is at, but I'm sure that the situations that I'll be in throughout the season, some of them will evoke that type, but I don't want to go there.
Nice. Good, that's right, 3.
Why is John Shire the right coach for this job to succeed you? And what did you mean by succession, almost in a military way, to be able to train Coach Shire as he takes this over?
Yeah, succession is part of what you are taught in the military, because if you have a command, it's usually for a year, maybe a year and a half, sometimes 2. But it's never yours completely. But John's been with me, it's his 9th year. He's only 34. And if this was a year or 2 years ago, I'm not sure that I would have gone along because he wasn't ready then. He's really ready.
How have his duties been different knowing that he's taking over next year?
I think the main difference is in the recruiting. In June, when you walk in those gyms to watch kids play, probably the first time he walked in, they were saying, "Where's Coach K?" Then they stopped saying that. And then they said, "That's Duke's head coach next year."
Williams rolls to the rim and finishes with 2 hands.
This year's team, I know you're long, you're athletic, you're going to be big and physical, But how do you see this team?
Yeah, a quick-paced team. You know, we shouldn't have many shot clock violations, and a team that plays pretty good defense.
You're always looking for great stories, but if this one ends at the Final Four in New Orleans, it might be one of the greatest stories college basketball has ever authored as you take a look at the list of superlatives that could just go on and on and on for Coach K. I assume you guys have been around the game so long, you've got personal connections to Coach K. Let's start with Coach Greenberg.
Well, Coach K played at Army. My former head coach at Fairleigh Dickinson, Alabama, was the assistant coach at Army and coached him. So I knew Coach K before he was Coach K, before he was Mike. To me, the thing is, and John, you can appreciate this, when you played against Duke, they set the standard. When I moved into the ACC as a coach, all right, they set the standard on how hard you would play and how consistent you would compete. Each and every single night, they were the biggest game on everyone's schedule, and each and every night you got their best shot because they knew you were going to get he was going to get your best shot. Cool. And to me, his ability to adjust at times, but more importantly, to keep that competitive spirit each and every day, that's hard to do, and he did it seamlessly.
It's funny, too. As a player, you never really appreciated, and I got to be honest, as a player, you never appreciate any coach. It's just, you're a selfish player, right? You're just a selfish player. But as a broadcaster, getting to be around his programs for the last couple of years and spending time with him personally, and just having real conversations, you develop an appreciation not just for what he does, but the process, right? The thought process, the process of putting things into action. I really do appreciate everything that he's become, but you also look back at where he started. I mean, there's consistency throughout, and I think it's something that we'll all look back at and appreciate more than we will as he's doing it right now.
And how about this? You know, like there would be no Coach K if it was today, because after those first 3 years, there's a good chance that he wouldn't have made it to today.
Well, same way with John Wooden, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. So, like, when you look at it, like the standard that he set, you know, they talk about Duke and the brotherhood.
Yeah.
He created the brotherhood. 41 years. Crazy.
It's a great point. The late, great Tom Butters gave him a 5-year contract extension when the fans, believe it or not, wanted him out. It's an amazing story. How will the ending be? We'll find out. More basketball on the way.
Juliana, Big Mac, no pickles, extra special sauce. And Jimena, quarter pounder with cheese, extra pickles, no onions.
Thanks, Dad.
You got it.
Enjoy any two classics for $6, like a Big Mac or quarter pounder with cheese for a limited time at McDonald's.
When I break a long run, I'm talking long. That's why I use Old Spice Triple Protection Sweat Defense. Old Spice works harder for longer.
Hey, Derek, man, you gonna be much longer.
It's gonna be a minute.
Derek, quit playing. Derek.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
The DQ Chicken Strip Basket and Rotisserie-Style Chicken Bites Basket means you've got chicken choices. Because sometimes you want crispy, and sometimes you want unbreaded, or you thought you wanted. Either way, you always win. Get it delivered at DQ.com.
Rated T for teen.
Raid Shadow Legends. I mean, wow. You pick your champions, they're glorious, and their shields, oh, they glisten like wet otters. But the bad guys, they're Lovecraftian, they're spooky, they're big. And then you go to battle, and it's like, and finally your foe is vanquished, and that satisfaction's such a primal feeling. Ooh.
Download Raid Shadow Legends. Play for free.
Drivers who fix their own cars just got a smarter tool to work with. The easy-to-use vehicle selector on carparts.com. We put the exact part you need right at your fingertips. No guesswork, no hassle. Just enter the year, make, and model of your car. You'll save up to 50% and find the right part fast. Turning that smartphone into a parts store on demand where every part is guaranteed to fit. Get the right parts right now at carparts.com.
What's this?
Here comes Greg with your organic carrots. He credits sun, good soil, and a little something he just won't tell. Here comes award-winning cooking without having to get the tattoos. Here comes the Sun Basket.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-300-8581. That's 1-800-300-8581. Or go to mesobook.com.
2 out of 3 guys experience hair loss by age 35. Kinda scary. That's why I use Keeps. Keeps offers clinically proven treatments. And the sooner you start, the more hair you can keep. Get started for $1 a day at Keeps.com.
Welcome back to Hilton Coliseum. Iowa State leading at the half 48-30 over a West Virginia team that has a depleted roster today on the road. Welcome back at halftime along with Holly Warlick. I'm Brenda Van Langen, and it's Big 12 time, it's conference time. This Iowa State team, Holly, has as good a chance as anybody to win the Big 12 this year.
Well, they've got 3 teams, Brenda, that are ranked. Iowa State's 14th, Texas is 12, Baylor's 10, and that may change for Baylor because they got beat today by K-State, so that'll shake up the lineup quite a bit.
Yeah, and Oklahoma with a great year. You just mentioned Aoka Lee and Kansas State with that big victory. And so as we take a look, though, at Iowa State, yes, they're playing a team, West Virginia, that 2 of their starters are out, 2 of their key reserves are out. But Iowa State doing what Iowa State does in this game.
Well, Iowa State, you know they're going to shoot the 3. That is a given. But what they did today is they're getting the ball inside. So you see that outside they're going inside out. They make the 3-point shot look so easy. You take that away, they penetrate, they pull up, and they've really gone inside to Kane. Kane's had a great day today. She's been physical. She's matched West Virginia's intensity, and man, they're getting her the basketball today.
And if West Virginia going to have a shot, they're leaning heavily on KK Deans and her jumper.
Well, KK Deans needs to get in the paint, keep attacking, keep penetrating, get your pull-up. Marsh has got to stay in the game. She had to go out with 3 fouls, but they were really pounding the ball inside to her, and she was doing a great job of finishing after she rebounds.
Yeah, that was tough for West Virginia when Morris picked up her 3rd foul, but as you look at the numbers, Iowa State, such a great shooting team. Yes, they're shooting 49%, but their defense holding West Virginia scoreless from beyond the arc and winning the rebounding battle is Iowa State.
Well, that we say so much about their offense. Iowa State's defense gets kind of lost in the shuffle, but they are playing so solid defense, and they're also rebounding, and Bill Finley was concerned about the rebounding. They're holding their own inside.
Iowa State finished the second quarter making 8 of their last 10 shots, but they turn it over on that first possession.
Well, that's why you need Morris in the game. Not only can she score, she's a great rebound defender, so she has to have that presence inside.
And there she is back in the game, number 20, the 6'6" transfer. There she is posting up.
Yeah,
goes over her left shoulder.
Absolutely, immediately go into her. I'm sure Mike Carey went in there and said, I'm gonna break somebody's arm if you keep shooting a 3. And so what do? They go inside, and that's what they need to do.
So Morris, we'll talk about her on the other end with West Virginia, but they go to Morgan Kane, who is swatted by Yamaya Morris. And then the rare miss. But Morris, Holly, in this game, 9 points. On the year, she's averaging 3.3 points. And Madison Smith attacks the rim and scores inside.
And great start for West Virginia coming out of the locker room. They go inside. Morris, 3 fouls. She sends a block to the outside, and then they come down and attack the rim with a layup.
Emily Ryan back with the 3. Still, no 3-pointers made for West Virginia, and you don't think that's the recipe for them?
Well, I know. Deans, just take a couple of more dribbles into the lane. That's your shot.
Ashley Jones to the other side of the rim. Jones now with 15 points for Iowa State.
And Iowa State hadn't missed a beat coming out of the locker room either. They hit an open 3, and what does Jones do? She drives to the basket, goes under the basket for an easy layup for her.
So a couple of good possessions to start things out for West Virginia, and then Iowa State answers right back. The drive, and a nice drive all the way to the rim for Jayla Hemingway, who got into some foul trouble in the first half.
That's the formula for West Virginia. Stay out of foul trouble, attack the basket, pass with your pass, and attack it with the dribble.
Morgan Kane goes right at Morris with the 3 fouls and scores it.
Kane's having a great day, just getting going inside and not scared of Morris. Good little battle inside.
Gray with the jumper.
Now
both teams
moving.
coming out scoring, yeah.
Now we're moving, now we're cooking.
Morgan Kane already has 10 points. She hands off. Emily Ryan picks up her dribble. Looks for, she thought Ashley Jones was going to backdoor all the way to the basket. That's some good defense, though, by Ari Gray.
It's the best set of half-court defense West Virginia's had today. What do you do when you're denied on the 3-point line? You go back door, and they recovered, and Iowa State threw it away. Really uncharacteristic for Iowa State to throw the ball away like that.
Yeah, just 9 turnovers in the game for Iowa State. West Virginia misses that one. They'd started off 3 for 3 in the third quarter.
Still a great look for them.
Emily Ryan steps back, short on that one. And then she picks up the foul.
That may be, I would say maybe that's a really quick shot for Iowa State right then, but you know, normally it goes in, so. West Virginia just got to keep plugging along, cutting the lead.
Deans being defended by Donarski.
Yeah, Donarski's defense on the ball is really good, just not allowing Deans to get by her.
But they get it inside to Morris and draw the foul on Jones.
Yeah, just a little pick and roll, and Morris has got to be careful there. Kind of, her elbows kind of went out, but really nice attack, pick and roll. That's hard. That's hard for Ashley Jones to defend. That's just a size difference. The physicalness of Morris, that's a hard defend right there.
Yamira Morris, 6'6", in her 5th year. Played 2 years at Cochise Community College and then 2 years at Mississippi State before transferring to West Virginia.
Well,
Iowa State. Go ahead, Holly.
She's getting her minutes in today.
Jordan with a nifty move to go up over Morris.
Well, what is Iowa State doing? They're attacking Morris with 3 fouls. They are going to keep attacking her. They want to either get her in foul trouble or they want to get an easy basket.
West Virginia scored on 5 of the 7 possessions, now make it 6 of 8 here in the third quarter.
I like that. Hemingway went strong to the basket. That's her game. She needs to stick with it.
Inside out to Ashley Jones, of
course. Inside out. Inside out for Ashley Jones. Wow. This kid's having a great day today. She's having to defend. She's scoring in the paint. She's scoring from the three-point line.
As you would expect from one of the top players in the Big 12. Nice pass inside to Morris, and West Virginia keeps going inside, Holly.
Well, I love that play. I love just a little pick and roll. Very, very nice. So what do you have here? Attacking the basket, Jamie Hemingway. That's what you do, girl. And then on the other end, making it look easy, Ashley Jones for the three. Just another day at the gym.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, just $12.99. Only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizza the Hut.
On my travels across the country, I came across this house with water dripping from the ceiling. You never know when something like this will happen. So let the Geico Insurance Agency help you with homeowners insurance and protect yourself from things like fire, theft, or in this case, water damage. Now, if I had to guess, I'd say somewhere upstairs there's a broken pipe.
Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance at geico.com.
My two favorites.
Looks like you already chose your favorite.
Nice. Two favorites.
I'm gonna take this now.
Enjoy any two classics for $6, like the Quarter Pounder with cheese and 10-piece McNuggets for a limited time at McDonald's.
Help. Seriously, I'm too young for hair loss. My hairline keeps creeping back. Receding? I've got this bald spot. It's thinning everywhere. Gonna have to give up and shave it.
Dude, put down the razor. Because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration expert, is about to give you your real hair back permanently. Don't ignore the signs of hair loss. Bosley's giving away an absolutely free information kit that reveals all the signs and a free gift card to any guy who texts SWEET to 234-234. Bosley will show you for free how great your hair could look using the latest technology. Bosley's solution to hair loss is permanent and protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Plus, since Bosley has new non-surgical options, you owe it to yourself to text now for an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. No matter what level of hair loss you have, text SWEET to 234-234. That's SWEET to 234-234.
At touchofmodern.com, our expertly curated products are never ordinary, never mundane, and never in a million years what you'd expect to see or imagined you'd ever have. To check it all out, scan the code now.
Nova is a full gym in your hands that enables you to work out where you are right now and enjoy the same benefits as weights without the weight. The Nova Gym enables you to fit fitness into your busy life to get lean and fit anywhere, anytime.
Nova Gym.
Iowa State up 60-44, but Mike Carey dealing with two of his all Big 12 performers, Martinez and Nyblack, not available. Carson and Ejiofor, two terrific bench players. They're missing 26 points and 20 rebounds combined today, Holly.
That's just a lot to make up for, Brenda. That's a lot of points, a lot of rebounds. But I will tell you this, Morris has come in and made her statement. She has really played well, played hard, keeping West Virginia within reach.
Yeah, she's got her season high 14 points. Earlier this year, she had a 12-point game, but they're big today. Jordow, the transfer from South Florida, goes up tough inside.
Well, Iowa State, we keep saying they're known for their threes. They're known for the last couple of times down, they have gone inside. They're trying to get Morris out of the game, and they are going at her.
Iowa State continuing its hot shooting on this end of the court, 6 of 9 from the floor in this quarter. Make that 7 of 10, 70% in the third quarter.
Just taking high percentage shots, and when you take shots around the basket and you're going to shoot that 70. I think it's only shot 1 3 within this segment.
And the travel on the drive. But let's look back at how Iowa State continues to be so efficient.
Well, they're going inside, and they're going against Morris, who has 3 fouls, and they keep going at her. And that's a little step-out move. So they're going to pound it inside. Yes, they can shoot the 3, but Jordal's really played well in that segment, finishing at the rim.
Yeah, Bill Finley getting play from Morgan Kane, Jordal, as well as Naimir Dew. They're all combining for that 5 position, adding together the minutes to go against this physical West Virginia team.
Yeah, not sure what happened there with the foul.
Up and under Ashley Jones.
You think you have her stopped, and what does she do? She just weaves right around you.
No basket. Foul on the floor.
You're taught to stay between your player and the basket as a defender, and I thought the defense was solid, but Ashley Jones just figures out a way to go around her.
Emily Ryan picked up her second foul. And they're going to call a foul on Ashley Jones as Deans went to the floor. So a couple of fouls here on Iowa State.
Just get tangled up a little bit. She went down hard. That's the game. Basketball is it's a physical sport, and you're going to get bumped around and knocked down and get burns and everything else. So you just got to get up and get ready.
A Wednesday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, the Tax Act Texas Bowl. LSU versus Kansas State on ESPN and the app. Lots of football bowl games. We're getting conference play started in men's and women's basketball.
Great football games have been on.
Yeah. Nice loop pass over to Jones, unselfishly out to Dew, but a long rebound. Donarski with the jumper, no, and she's fouled on the shot.
You know, 3-point shots create long rebounds, and West Virginia, if they box out, they got to go pursue the basketball. So you see the drive off the rebound, gets fouled, and that's what Donarski can do. She's not just a 3-point shooter. She penetrates, she goes to the line quite a bit because she attacks the basket.
Yeah, Donarski averages just under 17 points per game. Makes the second free throw.
I just think Donarski is just the X factor for Iowa State. Ashley Jones just draws so much attention, but I think Donarski just does the little things to help this team out.
Including defense, as she's defending Deans and has been.
And that is not an easy task.
Nice fake handoff by Gray, and she draws the foul. Boy, that was deceptive.
It was. You set it up, there's handoffs, and then you keep it. You fake the handoff right here, you keep it. You just want the defense to bite a little bit to get them off balance, and then you attack the basket. Very nice play.
Third foul on Dew. Ari Gray, a transfer from Xavier. She was all Big East honorable mention last year. And really at Xavier, she started some of her freshman year and then all 3 years after that and averaged 11 points per game throughout her career for Xavier.
Well, she's been a great addition to West Virginia. She's gotten a lot of minutes today and gonna really learn from a lot of things she's done.
Ooh, that was too easy. All the way to the rim that time for Donarski.
Where'd everybody go? Nice pass.
And Gray fouled again by Dew. The transfer from Xavier making her will known and scoring in the paint for West Virginia.
So, look, they just spread the floor out. There's no post. There's nobody in the paint. Donarski with a little hesitation goes to the basket, and then West Virginia comes right back down, goes inside, gets the and one with the foul.
So Gray going to try to finish the three-point play here. And I know it's not ideal, obviously, for West Virginia not to have Esmeri Martinez, one of the best players in the conference, not to have Kari Niblack. But some of these other players are getting extra minutes here against Iowa State. But Ashley Jones continues to pile on the points.
Yeah, gosh, I don't know. I thought that was a charge right there, but didn't call it, and then comes over and gets the foul called. Ashley Jones attacking. Tough call.
So the foul on Gray, her second. And now Ashley Jones has 23 points. She's 7 of 12 from the field and hasn't missed a free throw. There's the first three-pointer of the game for West Virginia.
There we go. Just don't shoot too many of those.
Well, Madison Smith actually had her career high against Iowa State her freshman year.
Yes, she did.
But she's been kind of quiet today, just 6 points so far. Emily Ryan with the board. Jones posting up inside. Nice lob over the top. Help defense not there.
Well, it's just so hard. When you have a three-point shooter in the corner, you can't really help off, and they overload it. And just when you front, you're going to lob if there's no help there, and that's exactly what Iowa State did. Just smart basketball right there.
Travel that time on Gray. Let's take a look back at that three-pointer that Deans was able to connect on.
Well, she just felt good about it. She's driven, they set a screen, defense goes under the screener, and she scores. And here you see Iowa State just spreading the floor. It's just hard when you have three-point shooters all over the court and you're going to front, because you're going to get that lob every time. I think Gray had to go back and get some new glasses.
Well, she's had a tough day. Gets her first start here at West Virginia, injured on the first play of the game, but back in now and has to replate the specs, and then she gets called for a foul there.
Well, the players that she's got to adjust on how the officials are calling on the play. It may not have been a foul. She may be doing things that she's gotten away with all year, but you've got to adjust to how the officials are calling the game. And right now they're calling a lot of touchy fouls.
So Gray takes a seat. We're under a minute to go here in the third quarter. Iowa State's led by 22 points. That ties their biggest lead of the game.
You could try to get a little screen and roll right here.
Long for Quinterly. And then they're going to call a foul on West Virginia.
It's a tough call. Two people going hard to the basket, to the ball.
And that's the fourth foul for KK Deans, the leading scorer on the season, and she's got 12 points today. Mike Carey needs her on the court.
Ashley Jones to the line, shooting 2.
Ashley Jones at the free throw line. Well, Tuesday on ESPN at 7 Eastern, it's SEC men's basketball. 18th ranked Kentucky and 16th ranked LSU on ESPN and the app. Iowa State ranked 14th. Texas ranked 12th, but number 10 Baylor went down to Kansas State earlier today. We already saw South Carolina, number 1 team in the country, get beat by Missouri. So conference play, Holly, we're winding down here in the third quarter. We can talk more about it in the fourth, but conference play, you never know what's going to happen.
No, especially when you're on the road. It's just difficult to beat people on the road.
KK Deans has it before the end of the quarter. And are they going to call a foul? They're going to call a foul on the shot. So KK Deans, did they call it before the quarter ended? KK Deans was watching the clock the whole way down the court, Holly.
Just heads up, smart heads up play, and what Iowa State scored, and she just attacks, makes contact, throws it up. Yeah, that's good. It's a foul.
And it happened before the quarter ended, so that's what they're checking on. And she was beyond the three-point line. So you see Brian Enterline, one of our officials, along with Bruce Morris and Cheney Mensch in this game. We'll send KK Deans to the free throw line with
Mike
0.6 on the clock.
He wasn't very happy. He thought it was not going to be a no call, and he was about at half court. I don't blame him. Just smart heads-up play by Deans. Just Iowa State, just get away from her. Just heads up, leans into it, gets a foul.
She's a 91% free throw shooter on the year. Has scored in double figures every game this year except the last game against Michigan State, and had 10 assists in that game. And Mike Carey said he was more proud of her in that game than any game this year. She's in double figures again today, 15 points but 4 fouls. And that's the way the third quarter will come to an end. So West Virginia continues to scrap, but Iowa State in command of this game. Inside out, Ashley Jones, All-American, leading the way, 27 points for Iowa State.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
With Downy Infusions, let the scent set the mood. Feel the difference with Downy.
When you spend all year serving others, when you lead by example, you don't just land on the nice list, you get rewarded by becoming the top brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate all the good you've done this year with a lineup of Ram trucks built to serve.
Get 1 full year of no extra cost Sirius XM on us and 0% financing for 72 months plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
At USAA, we've been called too exclusive because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
And it's NBA on ESPN time. I'm ready. Let go. Mind make the block where the leg go. Hey, then it's case closed. You looking at the grave with the say so.
Friday on ESPN. You date like you aren't 22 anymore. And that's a good thing. Because dating as a fully formed, emotionally mature human, man, that's on a whole other level.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get the channels you want with the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do. Call us at 1-800-300-8581. That's 1-800-300-8581. Or go to mesobook.com.
Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus is a must-have for Big 12 fans. The documentary series Our Time is back. This year, go all access with Baylor men's and women's basketball programs. The series premieres Thursday, January 6th. Sign up now at espnplus.com/Big 12 Now. And as we take a look at the Big 12 scoreboard, Baylor upset by Kansas State, 68-59. TCU losing to SMU, but Texas with the win over the Cowgirls, and Oklahoma, look at that score, 97-91 over Texas Tech.
Oklahoma is getting it done, and the Big 12 just got a lot of strong teams, even at the bottom. I mean, it's going to be a fun conference to watch this season.
Yeah, Kansas State preseason pick to finish tied for 8th, and they've already beaten the defending champion Baylor. West Virginia, when they get back healthy, they are a tough squad, but I think Iowa State and Texas, two of the top teams in this conference. Baylor now, with the first loss of the year, we'll see. But Iowa State's got as good a chance as anybody to win the Big 12 this year.
Absolutely. They've got all spots. We talk about them shooting the three, but gosh, they pound the ball inside, and if Canes can continue to produce like she's done, Jordal, if she continues, and Drew, when they get inside, it's a difficult team to defend.
Yeah, you worry about the three-pointers. Again, Iowa State #1 in the nation in three-pointers made. They've made 7 today, but they actually are going inside quite a bit. 34 points in the paint for Iowa State. That's not something you see very often. The jumper on the baseline, this time for Quinterly, a nice freshman for West Virginia.
Well, you worry, Brenda, about you know they're going to shoot the three, but when they hit 34 points in the paint, that's hard. It's hard to defend both. It's hard to defend the arc, and it's hard to defend inside.
Morris defended it that time.
There's Morris.
Big block here on Donarski.
She said, I don't care if I have 3 fouls. I don't care. I'm blocking. That's what she does, and that's a big 6'6" body that can get up and block shots. She's protecting that paint.
5 blocks already from Morris in this game.
Oh, she walked again.
Jordal able to somehow get it up over Morris that time.
I was just trying to officiate from without my
from
stripes
far away.
on. Yeah, from far away.
Quinterly was fouled on the drive. Let's take a look at right now. We talked about Baylor, Texas, and Iowa State all in the top 25. Oklahoma receiving votes. I think they've got a good chance. They should be in the top 25.
Well, they keep putting points up like they do, Brenda. They're going to get in the top 25. But that's a strong field, and all 3 of those teams have played tough non-conference schedules as well. So just getting them prepared for Big 12 play.
Well, this West Virginia team, they come in 7-3, but their losses are only to teams that are either in or were in the top 25. They lost to BYU, at Kentucky, and to South Florida. So they also challenge themselves in non-conference. And, this West Virginia team's a team that will be better as they go through the season, and, of course, when they get all their players back.
Absolutely. Don't write West Virginia off. This is a struggle for them because they're missing a lot of people, but they're still playing hard and doing the things that they need to do, and they're going to continue to get better. West Virginia is a tough team because of their grittiness on defense and their physicalness, and they just they just grind it out, and today they don't have all their ammunition, but they'll get it back.
And the fact that they don't have 4 of their key players, and they're still chipping away and hanging in there against a tough Iowa State squad.
Absolutely.
Morris passes inside. Nice move in the paint by Gray. Ari Gray now with 14 points.
Ari Gray's getting some good, solid minutes, and she just keeps playing hard, just athletic, plays hard, and that's what they need out there today.
West Virginia with a steal. Step back for the 3, short, but an offensive board. Got too far under the basket that time, but it might have been blocked.
Aubrey Jones reserving for the floor for Iowa State.
There you see just power, and then cutting down the lane, just smart basketball going inside.
Aubrey Jones back on the court. Haven't seen a lot of her today.
Just forcing, that help forced her to totally miss the basket. That was great help by Iowa State, and a sign of great defense. You get beat on the wing, and you just have help coming over, and just distracted West Virginia enough to miss the bucket.
Emily Ryan, the floor general, never lost a game in high school.
That's incredible.
4 state championships. Didn't lose a game. Her head coach was Jackie Stiles' dad.
Wow. Well, she's in good company, but never 104 to 0 has never lost a game. That's unheard of.
Donarski scores inside for Iowa State as they go up by 18. Jumper too strong. They're going to isolate Jones. She goes to work.
Just
nice
cleared out.
Defense.
Yeah, just cleared out the whole lane. Dew's just stepping out. She's bringing the big girls out, and it's a 5-on-0. It's just a spread offense right now for Iowa State.
Foul on Aubrey Jones, her second team foul of the quarter. Bill Finley surrounded by his staff, the longest tenured full staff in the country. Jody Steyer, Latoya Shaban, Billy Finley, Josh Carper, all in their 12th season, all of them together.
And it means so much to have that consistency on your bench. You have that trust. You understand what the head coach wants, what he needs, and their staff has been really positive and helpful for Bill Finley.
Yeah, great staff, and Bill in his 27th year at Iowa State, one of the longest tenured Power 5 coaches, men's or women's basketball. And the Iowa State way that he always talks about, he's built that here over so many years. You know, when they played Iowa earlier this year, he and his wife Deb actually went and bought earbuds and other things as a prize for the fans, the students, to come in for that game. And after the game, if they stayed for the whole game, there was a raffle, and they gave away prizes that he and Deb had purchased. I mean, that's part of the investment of Bill Finley and his family in this program.
Just trying to get people out, trying to get students out. Students got to get out more. They need to get out and support, because Iowa State women's basketball, it's really exciting, it's fun, and it's great for Bill and his wife to go out and do that. And the students came out. It was a packed house against Iowa.
Offensive foul, yeah. Iowa State, number 3 in the country in attendance. They've been one of the top attendance schools in the country for the last 13 seasons.
Brenda, that could be Ashley Jones' 3rd charge today, I think. I mean, she puts her body out there. She may not be able to walk when she gets my age, not your age.
Not only terrific on the court, Ashley Jones just finished up her student teaching. They said the students at her school were just like following her around everywhere when she was the teacher there, getting her student teaching experience.
The Pied Piper of the classroom.
A miss by Dew. West Virginia down 16 with a chance to cut into it, but it gets away from Deans. Jump ball, possession arrow. Iowa State fans here at Hilton appreciating that, and they appreciate Ashley Jones.
Well, she is going to be one of the best, if not the best, to put on that uniform, and rightfully so. She just goes about her business, Brenda. You don't see her show a lot of emotion. She stays even keel when she's done something bad or something great. And that's what you love about her. She just keeps on going, keeps on going.
29 points for Ashley Jones, the 3rd all-time scorer in Iowa State history, climbing up, and quite possibly will pass Bridget Carlton and Angie Welly by the end of the year. Blocked by Dew. Three-pointer attempted, second three-pointer of the game, but a hard fall to the floor. KK Deans is down.
We have a timeout on the floor.
And we're going to take a timeout. They're going to tend to KK Deans on the floor, as Mike Carey and his staff comes over to pick her up. 4:16 remaining in the game. Iowa State up 83-68.
We'll make this simple. It's time to go and get rewarded for it. Save up to 25 cents per gallon of gas with the MyPhillips 66 app. That's right, up to 25 cents per gallon of gas. That means for every fill-up, you're saving money for your next adventure. That's a reward that keeps on going. The app is safe and secure. Plus, mobile pay offers fewer touch points during payment, so you can focus on going and saving. Download and start saving with the MyPhillips 66 app, so you can save more to go more. Phillips 66. Live to the full.
Welcome to Sonic. May I take your order?
Can I get 2 patty melts?
Melt the cheese. Order up.
Sonic patty melt.
Huh. Is that true? Geico's been saving folks money for 85 years?
Yep, that's right.
Wait, so if Geico's 85, that makes you...
Are you asking if I'm 85 years old?
I mean, sea turtles live to be 150, so... No, I was not.
Do I look 85?
What? No! You look young. You look young for however old you are.
Geico, saving people money for 85 years.
Got our favorites. Chicken McNuggets.
Let me guess, a Big Mac?
What's that?
Where's my McNugget, Dad?
What McNugget?
I can literally see it.
Enjoy any 2 classics for $6, like a Big Mac or 10-piece Chicken McNuggets for a limited time at McDonald's.
Time to make your space a little more you and a little less, well, definitely not you. Joybird.com gives you over 18,000 ways to customize your furniture and make your space your own. With fun colors, bold styles, and modern designs that bring joy to your space. Go to joybird.com to save 30% during our after Christmas sale. Plus, get free design specialist styling.
This is the start of a new way to wear clothes.
There's underwear in the pants?
I'm freaking out.
I see bird dogs everywhere.
Bird dogs?
Bird dogs khakis? Imagine the most comfortable boxer briefs you've ever worn, sewn right into your pants.
Stretchy khakis with silk underwear built inside.
This is extreme comfort.
That's premium.
It's so comfortable.
They hug me like a warm blanket.
We're past underwear separately. I'm wearing them right now.
Did they send us a used pair? Did someone wear these already?
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Phillips 66, proud sponsor of Big 12 basketball. Iowa State with the 15-point lead with 4:16 remaining, and Ashley Jones, the All-American, having another All-American performance kind of night.
Well, you ask just what Ashley Jones can do. She can do pretty much everything. She scores. She defends, she rebounds, she passes. She is having a game today, and Ashley Jones is not waiting overnight to deliver. She is bringing it right now.
29 points, 11 rebounds. Her season high is 31 points against Drake earlier this year. She's had 12 games over 30 points in her career as they post up Lexi Donarski inside for the score. But West Virginia, the depleted lineup today, 2 starters out, 2 key reserves out with illness and injury, and they come in here to Hilton Coliseum, one of the toughest places in the Big 12 and one of the toughest places in the country to play, and they have scrapped hard and played hard, as you would expect.
Absolutely. You're not going to get anything less from West Virginia, and no excuses as well. They're going to learn from this. They're going to keep fighting. They got reserves getting key minutes and scoring big baskets for them. So they're going to be just fine throughout this conference.
Yeah, Mike Carey, when we talked to him, said we don't know who we're going to have, but whoever we have is going to play hard, and they certainly have. And they've had a much deeper bench this year, which has come into play because you see Kari Nyblack there by Mike Carey's son, Craig Carey, on the bench, and she made the trip. But this is a team in West Virginia that is going to play hard every time.
And that's a big loss with Martinez on the bench. I mean, she just brings energy and athleticism and effort, and that's hard for a team to adjust when you lose one of your leaders like that.
Espen Miller-McGraw with the 3. Good to see her back. She's made a couple of 3-pointers today. It's only her 4th game all season.
Shoot it.
Smith looking for somebody. They finally get the score from Samuel.
That's a great lesson. Don't pick up your dribble, but when you do, everybody else has to move. And Move went back door, got an easy layup.
A whistle on the court. They're going to call a foul away from the ball. Or was that just a quick substitution?
I think it's, yeah.
Quick substitution, excuse me.
Yeah.
2:45 remaining. Iowa State leading 88-70.
So you don't see a post player now for Iowa State. Well, except
Maggie
when
Vick
you screen down. Yeah, just screened and went down low, but it was a wide open 5-out, spread it out offense.
Madison Smith with the miss. Ari Gray has had a nice game for West Virginia, gets the offensive board, but it's blocked by Duke. Good follow-up play, though, by Jayla Hemingway.
Yeah, good defensive effort, but way to stay with the play, getting the ball back, scoring an easy point around the basket.
Ashley Jones trying to come off the screen, may have been grabbed by Hemingway. Fans here at Hilton Coliseum didn't like that.
Yeah, if she stumbles a little bit, the crowd's going to go.
Whistle before the shot. Well, Wednesday at 9 Eastern, 8 Central, the Tax Act Texas Bowl. LSU and Kansas State on ESPN and the app. We want to give a shout out to Nicole Lusink, who is the media relations director for Iowa State. Always does a tremendous job, but she is on maternity leave right now. She had her second baby, a little boy, on December 18th named Lucas. We miss you, Nicole, but thank you for all the work you do, and you take your time with your kids. We'll see you when you get back.
Absolutely. Congratulations.
3-pointer. Up and no good, but Iowa State, 8 3-pointers on the day. They shot 49% and 26 assists on 33 made baskets for Iowa State today.
You know, Morris hadn't touched the ball hardly this quarter.
Maggie Vick, the freshman, into the game, misses that one.
Let's get Morris a touch here.
There she is posting up.
There you go.
Hemingway can't connect.
Yeah, Morris has got to touch the ball. She's worked hard the whole game. Got to touch the ball.
So Iowa State taking care of business. West Virginia being gritty and scrappy on the road with a depleted roster, but a good win to start Big 12 play for Iowa State. And that's the way we'll wrap it up. Big 12 opener here at Hilton Coliseum. Iowa State gets the win, 88-72, as Bill Fenley and Mike Carey come together at half court. Our final score, 88-72 for Holly Warlick. I'm Brenda Van Lengen. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year to everyone. We're saying so long from Hilton Coliseum and Ames, Iowa.
Sarah, you said you were buying a car today.
Dad, it's 4 a.m.
Yeah, I stayed up and crunched all the numbers.
I already used Capital One Auto Navigator. I found my car online and got pre-qualified instantly.
Oh, online, honey. Now that can affect your credit score.
It didn't, Dad. Then I got my real rate and monthly payment. Now I just need to head to the dealership for a test drive and purchase.
Sounds easy.
Yeah, it is.
Well, since we're both up, who wants French toast? What's in your wallet?
USAA, we've been called too exclusive, because we only serve those who honorably serve. All ranks, all branches, and their eligible family members. Yep, that is exclusive, and we're fine with that.
Pizza Hut stuffed crust is the crust that made crust good. Topped and stuffed with over a half-pound of cheese. What are you so afraid of? Loving it? Original stuffed crust, just $12.99. Only from Pizza Hut. No one outpizza the Hut.
Dion, hand it over. Now, how does that make you feel?
Like a part of me is missing.
Gabrielle?
This Old Spice Fiji hand and body lotion has me smoother than ever.
That's what it does.
I'm not ready to lose my hair. Not now. But I never thought there was a real solution. Now I use Keeps. Keeps is the easiest way to keep my hair. Look, there's no magic cure for baldness. But by starting Keeps now, I can keep the hair I have and get my treatment without leaving the couch. Get Keeps, the easiest way to keep your hair. Go to keeps.com to learn more.
Juliana, Big Mac, no pickles, extra special sauce. And Jimena, quarter pounder with cheese, extra pickles, no onions.
Thanks, Dad.
You got it.
Enjoy any two classics for $6, like a Big Mac or quarter pounder with cheese for a limited time at McDonald's.
Going into being 40 years old. There was more talk about him falling off the cliff and his ability to perform. A lot of people tried to tear us apart. Mind your own business.
It's just all about grinding, work, work, work. I got to remember that I was Gronk again.
From the moment the game started, we were playing catch-up all day. Tough season, tough game. We got to put that one to bed.
ESPN Plus is now the exclusive home of PGA Tour Live. That means 35 tournaments a year with more hours of coverage than anywhere else. Starting in January, we'll have 4 unique live feeds every day of every tournament. So sign up for ESPN Plus now. You'll get PGA Tour Live and everything else that ESPN Plus has to offer. Go to espnplus.com/PGATL today.
They say your time will come. Well, who's got time for that? He doesn't. Neither do they. They want to speed up time, turn back time, make up for lost time. And they think it's their time again. So whose time is it?
When you spend all year serving others, when you lead by example, you don't just land on the nice list, you get rewarded by becoming the top brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate all the good you've done this year with a lineup of Ram trucks built to serve.
Get 1 full year of no extra cost Sirius XM on us and 0% financing for 72 months plus no monthly payments for 90 days on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
There was more talk about him falling off the cliff than his ability to perform.
It's just all about grinding, work, work, work.
From the moment the game started, we were playing catch-up. Tough season, we got to put that one to bed.
ESPN Plus is now the exclusive home of PGA Tour Live. That means 35 tournaments a year with more hours of coverage than anywhere else. Go to espnplus.com/PGATL today.
ESPN celebrating 150 years of college football.
But it's a fact of sports life that to be competitive, colleges must recruit the best high school athletes available. And this fact has given rise to another kind of competition. Competition among coaches, recruiters, and alumni to acquire these talented athletes.
The
most important competition in college football is one that fans never see.
What we got here?
You win with the Jimmies and the Joes, not the X's and the O's.
These coaches are out there working hard. They have their recruiting areas.
The players do the winning and the assistant coaches do the work. Anytime you put a winning team out there, so many people contribute.
Recruiting is the engine that drives your program.
The biggest thing is we got to figure out who the right players are that fit what we're trying to get done and go get them.
I think the main thing about recruiting is you've got to convince the parents that they can turn over their little boy to you and trust that you're going to take care of them.
Laughingly, people saying if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
College athletics at the big schools has become big business, they say, and the only way to compete is by offering players big incentives.
There's rules that are vague enough that if you can see through it, you figure a way to get by it. Is that cheating? Probably.
You don't think of recruiting being a life-changing situation, but for an education to a young man, it is life-changing.
I played in the 50s and coached in the 60s, the 70s, 80s, 90s. I've seen an evolution in recruiting. Not many people got to see it.
I don't care how good a coach you are. If your guys are not as good as those other guys, you're not going to win.
Presented by Cintas.
Many times I have been asked by football lovers, how does a football coach pick his men early in the season? I would say, first of all, you observe a man's general physical makeup, whether he has good coordination of brain and muscle.
College football emerging as an amateur game put an extraordinarily high premium on maintaining amateur purity. The football team was supposed to be made up of the students who just showed up in the fall and came up to the coach, said, "I'd like to play on the game, sir. Can I have a chance?"
You've got a team, the season starts in October oftentimes, so you're practicing after you enroll in classes. You are truly bona fide student athletes at that point. That's going to change.
University administrators recognize how important football is, and it brings recognition to these universities like nothing else does. It's basically an advertisement for their schools because it's so important to the school. The money is so huge, and it can elevate the academic stature of a school. So they're just trying to get any edge or advantage they can.
The Carnegie Foundation report on football exposed subsidized athletics in 75% of all U.S. colleges. It was alumni disgruntled at defeat who first subsidized players to change their luck.
But from now on, we're going to make our own breaks. We're going to see that this university signs a well-known coach, and we're going to see that he can get material so that he can win.
The easiest way to cheat in college football is always to have the best players possible. That's why the game has never really been focused upon so much in terms of cheating or gaining the advantage. It's the player. It's the player himself.
Many of the best athletes were not necessarily the best students, and coaches who wanted to win games quickly figured out that if they go out and get the best players, they have a better chance of win. So you have ringers, or tramp athletes as they were called, as controversial figures in the 1880s and 1890s. I mean, from the beginning of the game, this has been controversial.
Schools become so invested in winning these games. Harvard, Princeton, and Yale get so into this that some pretty peculiar characters start showing up on their campus. They're basically ringers. And so recruiting really begins when these schools start bringing in people who didn't necessarily qualify or didn't necessarily belong on campus, who weren't legacies or first-rate students, and they start bringing them in and giving them an Ivy League education because they can help, win the big game.
Right at the turn of the century, schools were willing to skirt the rules in order to get the best teams. If you define ringer as someone brought in to play football who was not a student, ringers were everywhere. In 1893, Michigan team had 11 players, and years later, the graduate manager of the team said that of the 11 players, 7 of them weren't enrolled in school. It's not exactly how the rules are drawn up. recruiting is recruiting, and it always has been. And coaches do what they think they have to do to win football games.
One of the first big recruiting battles was for a player, Walter Eckersall, who was a quarterback, and Fielding Yost and Amos Alonzo Stagg really wanted him for their teams. It was the first instance where they were actively saying, hey, I want you to come to my school. I want you at this school. It was something that maybe was unthinkable in the early 1900s. We certainly started there, and everything kind of grows from there.
Representatives of 13 colleges of the Southeastern Conference meet to discuss subsidizing. Adopt a bold new rule.
Athletic ability should receive consideration in determining student values and in the assignment of scholarships, loans, and opportunities for remunerated work.
Thus, with the Southeastern Conference's forthright action, college football becomes openly subsidized.
What changed collegiate athletics forever was the introduction of the athletic scholarship, because now you have currency, right? You have something of value. You can sit in the living room and it's not just, hey, mom and dad, I'd love for him to come play football for me. It's, hey, mom and dad, he can come play football for me and he can go to college for free.
When World War II started, students were going off to war, so that affected college football across the board.
1,500 colleges throughout the nation are being converted to the war effort. All branches of the armed forces need the trained minds of youth.
Attending Army in West Point during the wartime era was something that was really an honor. You could get a great education at West Point. You could play football, Mr. Inside, Mr. Outside, and win the Heisman.
It's hard to explain the success of the service academies if you were trying to do it in today's context. If you could imagine 2 or 3 minor schools in the entire landscape right now in the entire FBS, we're suddenly allowed to have first look at every single most talented, physically abled male body in the United States. How powerful would they be? When you talk about no restrictions, that's what it became. I mean, there's a reason they became so powerful.
While the war had a negative impact on the game at home, some industrious coaches found a way to use it to recruit even while they were in the service.
Prepare yourselves both physically and mentally, not only for the sake of football, but in order that you can do your share if called in this national emergency which confronts each and every one of us.
During World War II, Frank Leahy was worried more about beating the Army than he was about beating the Nazis. But he did recruit tremendously, and right after the war, he brought in all these great athletes. Now, this story was told to me by a player on the team. He went to Frank Leahy and he said, Coach, the New York Giants have offered me a contract to play professional football. And Frank Leahy said to him, I quote, well, I think you ought to take it, son. I know you can play for the Giants. I'm not sure you can play for us. That is an actual story. He had so much talent at the University of Notre Dame, but he recruited it during World War II.
Post-war football for the colleges will be more deceptive, be faster, and will be exceedingly more interesting to both the spectator and player.
Post-war, the sport becomes more democratized. So Leahy builds a team that's basically competing for a national title every year. The South is getting better and better and getting better coaches and able to recruit more. The Big Ten schools are getting bigger and getting better. So it spreads far beyond the East Coast, and there were more schools chasing after these athletes than there ever were before.
Once the scholarship became standardized, and especially after the war, no matter where you're going to go, you were going to get tuition, books, room, and board. And so then what was going to differentiate one school from the other? It was going to be the ability to play for that man that either you looked up to or your parents looked up to or maybe your entire state looked up to.
It was Thanksgiving, and we were sitting there. We had 28 relatives at my house, and the phone rang. It was Woody Hayes. I was shocked. I thought it was somebody playing a prank. It wasn't. He said, I'd like to come out and see you. I said, now? He goes, yes, I'm at the city championship game, and it's a runaway. And I said, would it be possible for me to come out and see you? I said, sure, Coach, come on out. So I casually hung up the phone, okay, and turned to my mom and said, We got a guest coming, Woody Hayes. And of course, she knew who Woody Hayes was. My dad knew who Woody Hayes was. Everybody in the house knew who Woody Hayes was. And 20 minutes later, Woody Hayes came walking through the door. And as a result, the recruitment of Randy probably was done immediately after he left 5 hours later with the turkey sandwich and certainly the backing of the Hart family.
The American Game, presented by Cintas. Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Yeah, I'm back to the bone. I ain't sure what you've been told. Yeah, I'm back to the bone.
Nothing ruins your natural night vision faster than glaring light, and that can be deadly in a dangerous situation. Nick Bolton here with the solution. We call them night vision tack glasses. Inspired by the glasses worn by elite military units, night vision tack glasses block blinding glare so well, invisible objects suddenly become visible, so you can see clearly when it matters the most. Look, high-intensity glare ruins your night vision by causing your pupils to overcompensate, but night vision tack glasses have an anti-reflective coating and a special tint that help protect your natural night vision. Soldiers have to use lenses like these, because missing even a small detail can be deadly in a tactical situation. But you don't have to be in a war zone to face a life-threatening moment. Night vision tack glasses improve optical clarity to reveal important hidden details. And they're not just for driving. You can use them anytime visibility is poor to shield your eyes and sharpen your vision. Plus, like all of our products, these are what I call military tough. They can even survive the harshest conditions. And the polymer frames can flex and bend without breaking. So get yourself a pair of night vision tack glasses. There's just nothing like them on the market today.
Act now to get your night vision tack glasses for just $19.99, and we'll even ship them to you free. Inspired by the glasses worn by elite military units, they're built to flex and bend and survive even the harshest conditions. Plus, they're the only glasses that feature the precision and quality of genuine Bell & Howell lenses, backed by our lifetime guarantee. But wait, click or call today and you can double your order. Just pay a separate fee. That's 2 night vision tack glasses with free shipping for this special low price. Here's how to order.
To order, call 1-800-989-3147 or go to tacknight.com. Again, that's 1-800-989-3147 or visit us on the web at tacknight.com. That's 1-800-989-3147.
Guys, Nuts.com delivered more fresh snacks to the Johnsons.
Delicious cashews, trail mix, dried fruits, sesame sticks.
Okay, here's the plan. We leap from the oak tree, shimmy down the electric wires, over the angry bulldog, parachute into the rose bushes, run past the lawnmower, vault into the kitchen, and remember to avoid that cat.
Why don't we just order from Nuts.com?
But where's the danger in that?
Nuts.com. Irresistibly fresh, dangerously delicious. Free shipping with your first order.
And it's NBA on ESPN time. I'm ready. Let go. Mind make them block where the leg go. Hey, then it's crazy club. You looking at the grave with the say so.
Friday on ESPN.
They say your time will come. Well, who's got time for that? He doesn't. Neither do they. They want to speed up time, turn back time, make up for lost time. And they think it's their time again. So whose time is it?
ESPN Plus is now the exclusive home of PGA Tour Live. That means 35 tournaments a year with more hours of coverage than anywhere else. Starting in January, we'll have 4 unique live feeds every day of every tournament. So sign up for ESPN Plus now. You'll get PGA Tour Live and everything else that ESPN Plus has to offer. Go to ESPNplus.com/PGATL today.
If you're a black player and you're in the South,
pre-integration, more than likely, you're going to all-black school. That's the only option you had. And so places like Grambling and Florida A&M, Southern, Jackson State, this is where you were going to go play. It was not even a question.
All the great African-American players, unfortunately, did not have an opportunity of playing major college football. So they did play at HBCUs. And the level of play at HBCUs in the 40s, 50s, and 60s was really extreme. I mean, you look at the number of players that went on to the professional ranks from those schools, it's astonishing.
Grambling really was the first step in a life that I'm sure is better for me than it would have ever been had I not gone to Grambling. I think just the really chance to be coached by Coach Robinson gave me a lot of realities that I had to face if I was going to be successful in football or in anything.
Going to Georgia or Alabama or Clemson, that was out of the question. So if you were, you know, great, maybe Coach Eddie Robinson gave you a call.
Living in America, you see a lot of winning. You live like that. You have to work harder than the other person. You got to put in more time if you want to have success.
Florida A&M had, of course, one of the greatest football programs in the country under Coach Jake Gaither, who won lots of national championships.
I had a group of boys who wanted to win, who wanted to excel. They were willing to pay the price.
Many of the players who were overlooked resided right here in the state of Florida. So Jake Gaither says, I don't need to go anywhere. Let me just, look around my backyard to see who I could find. Willie Gallimore, Bob Hayes, Ken Riley. He not only played this role of great recruiter here in the state of Florida, he was like a secondary father for them while in Tallahassee, understanding the times were not necessarily in favor of African American at the time.
If you're a great player, a great African-American player in the South in the 60s, you couldn't play at a Southern school. So you had basically the option to go play in the Big Ten or maybe on the West Coast.
The northern schools were able to take advantage of desegregation in terms of recruiting because a lot of the southern schools were still actively resisting it. They weren't going out to get the black athlete. The one that I really lock in on is Jimmy Ray, because Jimmy Ray played quarterback. That's the position they told us we couldn't play. Minnesota did it with Sandy Stevens.
Minnesota drives hard in the first half as Sandy Stevens passes to Tom Hall for 10.
But for Duffy Daugherty, it wasn't just him trying to be Mr. Progressive and Abraham Lincoln. Duffy was about winning football games.
Duffy wasn't a man that saw color. He saw talent. Duffy was like a father to us. He was a father to me away from home in Hawaii. Jimmy Ray away from home in Fayetteville, North Carolina. He was a father to Bubba Smith from Beaumont, Texas.
So Michigan State becomes a home for a lot of great African-American players during that time. It becomes one of the most integrated programs in the country.
Michigan State's ball. Quarterback Jimmy Ray passes to his right end, Gene Washington. The aerial is good, and the Spartan attack starts to roll.
The desegregation of college football changed recruiting practices dramatically. All of a sudden, I can go to a place I'd never once thought about going before, and coaches were saying, I can bring in an athlete I never thought I could bring in before. And those that did it really well, they reaped the benefits. Those that might have resisted, that didn't go so well for them, and they got left behind.
The talent that would have otherwise gone to HBCUs was siphoned off by these enormous programs like Alabama, Auburn, LSU, Tennessee, these places that previously would not have allowed these guys to play football there.
It wasn't enough to just go get the players, bring them in. Who else is on that campus that looks like them? And that's where the assistant coach came into play now. The smarter schools were now starting to hire black assistant coaches so that when recruiting happened and the parents were saying, who's going to look after my boy, it wasn't just that head coach who had a white face in front of them.
When I went to Alabama, there were no black assistant coaches. The first one that I ever saw in the Southeastern Conference was John Mitchell. Coach Bryant hired him to be assistant coach. But I'm sure Coach Bryant, hired John, one, because he thought he'd be a good coach. And two, I'm sure he knew with black players coming in that he needed to get some black coaches in there.
The coaches that we have here on our staff are much like the athletes that we recruit. They're achievers. They know what it's like to win. They know what it's like to play in bowl games. They know what it's like to compete for national championships.
For a large portion of the United States, you need to have African-American assistant coaches. You need to have someone who looks like the kids that you're recruiting.
You've got to feel comfortable with the folks that are recruiting you. And I felt that way with the coaches at Ohio State University.
There's Archie Griffin again.
Rudy Hubbard, who was the backfield assistant coach, was one of the coaches that I interacted with.
He is over.
One of the things that I always liked about Rudy Hubbard, and Woody Hayes told me the exact same thing, they were going to look at my ability at that particular time and see, you know, if I was good enough. If I was good enough, I'd play. If I wasn't, I'd have to wait my turn.
The emergence of the black athlete is huge in college football. We were a leader in a lot of things, offensively and statistics and all that, but one of the things, we were a leader in doing the right thing. My coaches went out there and we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in recruiting, traveling, going places. Assistant coaches would spend a lot of money flying to Miami every year, to LA every week. Recruiting was like the Wild Wild West because everybody had their own league rules.
In the 70s, the federal government comes out with a regulation, Title IX, basically saying what you do for men on a campus, you have to do for women on a campus. What did that mean for college football? Well, athletic departments had to dole out scholarships equally to men and women based on the ratio on campus. So all of a sudden, coaches couldn't just give out 140 scholarships anymore to keep players away from their rivals. The NCAA came up with limits of 30 per year and a total of 95. Those numbers are now 25 and 85, but that was essentially done to help teams comply with what the new federal government rules demanded.
Seems to be a shift of power among college football teams. What do you make of all that?
Oh, I think it's the continuation of a long-time trend in recent years because of the balance of power around the country because of scholarship limitations. You're seeing people not in the top 10 that have traditionally been there, and I think it's good for college football.
Once upon a time, Bear Bryant, he wouldn't just recruit the players he wanted, he would make sure he recruited the players Auburn wanted too and stashed them on his bench. You know, now you have to make sure you make the most out of those scholarships. You can't be wasting them on guys who you have no intention of playing.
These rule changes, it meant that a lot of these coaches were going to go to great lengths to get the blue chip players. Of course, some were better than others.
We were playing Colorado in 1974. We're leading 28-0 at the half, and little Joe Washington's got 198 yards already. And I walked in there and I looked over and I said, guys, I love what you're doing. The offense, defense is great, just keep it up. There's a payphone on the wall there.
He goes to a payphone, gets a bunch of quarters out, puts them in the payphone, and he calls Billy Sims. Billy Sims is working at a gas station in Hooks, Texas.
Billy pumps gas there at CJ's on Conoco service station on Saturdays. The phone rings, CJ answers it, and I said, CJ's coach, I need to speak to Billy. He's out pumping gas, and I said, I don't give a damn, go out and pump it for him. I said, get him on the phone. I ain't got much time. And then he yells, says, Billy, coach is on the phone.
And Billy wants to know, well, coach, what are you doing? Say, Billy just showed you how we feel about you and how much you want you. And I came here and used this telephone to call you personally to talk to you about coming to the University of Oklahoma.
20 minutes later, there's a tap on my shoulder as I'm standing there talking to this payphone. The referee says, Coach, you got to get your team back out in the field. We're kicking off in 5 minutes. And I said, here, you hear that, Billy? I got to finish this ass kicking. I'll call you later on tonight.
Needless to say, got Billy Sims, Heisman Trophy winner.
Here we go. There is the best player in America.
The American Game, presented by Cintas. Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
I was a fool to let you down, and now you run. Oh, now I'm crying, 'cause I want you back. Cupid, Cupid, send his kisses to me. Cupid, Cupid, tell him he belongs to me. Tell him that I'm... Pizza!
Selling on Poshmark is crazy simple. All you have to do is post a picture, add a description, add a price, and you're pretty much good to go. Right now I'm selling Air Jordans and Nikes and Adidas, anything really performance related or style related.
Download the free Poshmark app now.
Germs invade through your nose, the body's air filter. But how do you clean it? Navage uses powered suction to help flush out congestion, allergens, mucus, and viruses. Millions use drug-free Navage to breathe better and feel healthier. Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
When you pay with Credit Karma Money, you could win Instant Karma, which makes your purchase free.
Got it for free with Instant Karma.
And free feels good forever.
Got it for free with Instant Karma. Got it for free with Instant Karma.
Instant what? Got it for free with Instant Karma.
That's what I heard. That's the feeling of Instant Karma, only from Credit Karma Money.
Join Peyton and Eli on ESPN2 as they welcome special guests and break down the game as only they can.
I enjoyed much more the ones I played against Peyton and Eli.
I enjoyed all our games, Tom.
Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli at 8 on ESPN2.
Everybody has a flashlight, but can your flashlight do this? Or how about this? The Bell & Howell Tactical Flashlight can. Similar to flashlights used by elite military units, the Bell & Howell Tac Light can do things no ordinary flashlight can do. Look, this civilian flashlight puts out pathetic light, but our military-grade Tac Light, that's 22 times as bright. It's so bright, it can be seen up to 5 nautical miles away. And if that something that goes bump in the night turns out to be someone, only a Tac Light has a super bright strobe that can stun and disorient would-be attackers. A car battery will stop working in sub-zero temperatures, but even getting frozen in a block of ice couldn't make our Tac Light stop working. And it'll keep working when fully submerged in water, even 212-degree boiling water. It's tough enough to survive getting run over by a Humvee. Try that with a regular flashlight. Compact and lightweight, it goes where you go, so you can feel safe in dark places at night, or just have the right light for emergency situations. And there's never been a better choice for camping, fishing, or hunting. What else? 5 preset modes. It's made of high-grade aircraft aluminum. I mean, there's just nothing like it on the market today. Here's how to get yours.
Tactical flashlights of this quality are selling right now for $60 or more. But Bell & Howell has slashed their price to just $19.99, and they'll even ship it to you free. Plus, every Tac Light comes with a 10-year warranty. Call now and you can get a second Tac Light. Just pay a separate fee. Here's how to order.
To get your Tac Light for only $19.99 with free shipping, call 1-800-417-0942. That's 1-800-417-0942 or visit us online at trytaclight.com. That's 1-800-417-0942 or visit us online at trytaclight.com. Call or log on now.
Rated T. Got crypto brain? You could satisfy it by getting crypto the same way everyone else does. Or with a tax advantage at Alto Crypto IRA. With as little as $10, you can now put retirement dollars in crypto. Over 100 coins through Coinbase Exchange, including Bitcoin, all with the full tax advantages of an IRA. Everyone's got their eye on crypto. Get yours with the Alto Advantage. Sign up free at altoira.com/crypto.
At touchofmodern.com, we always surprise, excite, inspire. So scan the QR code to discover a constantly changing collection of products that are never ordinary, never mundane, and never in a million years what you'd expect to see or imagined you'd ever have. Here's to the thrill of discovering the next exceptional and unexpected product. Check it all out at touchofmodern.com.
Let's go back in time to like the early 60s. Recruiting isn't nearly as hard, and it's not nearly as national still. This is when television is starting to discover college football.
Good for the touchdown of Jim Luca. The game of the week. Another in the great lineup of ABC Sports presentation.
Television back then, you had the top game of the week, and then you might have had a couple of regional games, and that's what was being shown to the nation.
In In the days when the NCAA restricted the number of appearances that schools could have each season, it was very important. And so in that sense, the traditional powers really had an advantage.
The game of the week is in the Midwest, where it's Michigan State over Notre Dame. Despite victory over Oklahoma, the Fighting Irish just don't figure up to this task against the #1 team in the country.
Established brands, Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama, Southern California, Notre Dame, they're going out and, be it means of television or national media coverage, their branding is carrying out across America. So the best possible players, if they're interested in college football, are going to seek out these schools first.
There has been a Supreme Court decision today having to do with college football. For 33 years, the NCAA has had exclusive control over the rights to television broadcasts of college games.
To me, 1984 is where the college football that you and I see today begins, because essentially they took the restriction off of the most important thing, which is broadcast rights fees, and then everything changed after that.
It was the universities of Georgia and Oklahoma that challenged the NCAA's $250 million negotiating monopoly with the TV networks, arguing that their schools could make more money with individual contracts to televise more games, giving viewers a wider selection.
Television is the greatest recruiting tool any school has, and as television became a bigger and bigger force, and you were able to see these schools that typically would have never been on television, it really nationalized the idea of the game. Players in Georgia are thinking about Oregon and Arizona and these places because they see them on television.
So now we will be able to show the most attractive games throughout the country, and hopefully this will improve our ratings.
It allowed everybody to be on television. And selfishly, I loved that Miami was nationally televised every other week.
Pass is good to Urban.
It takes every single thing that you can muster about your university and put it on television for 3 hours. For 3 hours, right? It's a giant commercial. That mentality is why we still have institutional ads in college football games today. There's nothing else in college football that matters more than these games on television.
This is where it all pays off. The sweat, the planning, the endless hours of practice. This is where it all comes together. But it's a fact of sports life that to be competitive, colleges must recruit the best high school athletes available. And this fact has given rise to another kind of competition. Competition among coaches, recruiters, and alumni to acquire these talented athletes. Under the strain of this kind of competition, some recruiters resort to improper recruiting tactics.
Every school that is successful at college football has a vast network of alums and boosters. The smart coaches understand that booster system, develop it, and use it.
A booster, defined by the NCAA, is some individual with a direct connection to a particular university. They hold a degree, they've paid money to be part of some sort of athletics program or loyalty foundation or whatever you want to call it. They give money to the university, they might get better football tickets, one day they'll probably get a name on a building, something like that, right? The good ones do it because they know they're contributing to something and they're totally okay with it, with an honest, selfless act.
We have to have boosters now if you've got big-time college football. You can't afford the coaches without the boosters, especially if it's a state university. In Florida, there's a cap on salaries of $250,000. So there is no coach who's worth anything who'd come to Florida State for $250,000, not head coach. So the boosters have to raise the money so that coach can get $4 million or whatever the going rate is.
If I'm a booster, I can write a check for $75 million to fund a new football building, and I'm a hero. But if I buy a meal for one of the kids on his way into the football building, I committed an NCAA violation. And there have been many, obviously prominent scandals over the years that involve overzealous boosters giving handouts to the players.
For SMU has been a chronic offender. It was already on probation last year for recruiting violations when former linebacker David Stanley told WFAA TV he had received $25,000 to play for SMU plus $750 a month. After the coach and athletic director were presented evidence of this, they resigned.
when bags of cash are being delivered and boosters at schools are brazenly breaking rules to pad the pockets of potential players, you know, that's when you have a serious problem.
You don't need rules, do you, to know that it's illegal to give a kid a car and $1,000 a month. We're all adults, and I believe we got that figured.
The moment you decide you want some sort of a claim for paying a kid $20,000, $50,000, $150,000 to play football for your team, the moment you want to stand around on a golf course or stand in the concourse of the stadium on Saturday and say, I did that, just so everybody knows I did that, it's over. You're dead.
Football is king on a lot of American campuses, and that's especially true at Southern Methodist University in Dallas, where it has a long and strong tradition. But critics say